Hi, it's Kevin May in the PhocusWire studio here. Welcome back,
Thank
Guillaume
you.
Laporte.
Hi, Kevin.
You're the CEO and co-founder of Mindsay.
Yeah.
But the last time we spoke, it wasn't Mindsay, it was Destigo.
Yeah.
So we spoke 18 months ago at the PhocusWire Europe conference in Amsterdam.
Indeed.
So if you can, I guess, just tell us how the last 18 months have gone since we last spoke.
Yeah, so we've been pretty busy. We grew the company a lot. So right now we are called Mindsay. We changed our branding after a last round of funding. This was in May 2019. And, since then we grew the company a lot. So, I mean, I don't remember about 18 months ago, but like 9 months ago, we were 30 people. And now we're a team of 60 employees. Based in Paris, Madrid, and we're expanding in the US. So
often when you talk to startups that are scaling that quickly, when you say something, what's been the biggest challenge? And I often say it's kind of, you're almost shifting from being a startup into being a much more established company, and HR issues come into play then. Is that the kind of thing that you faced as well?
It's definitely a big challenge. Even more, I would say, for young founders like me and my two other co-founders, Pierre and Ilias. We're fairly young, like we're 27 and 29 years old. So we haven't worked much in our life. So it's pretty new, this management leadership thing. But it's really exciting. I mean, the goal is to find amazing people that can, get on board. You define your culture really well. What is your values? How do you want people to operate on a day-to-day basis? And try to enforce those values with those amazing people that got in the ship and that are working with you.
Have you hired a director of HR yet?
We did a few months ago. It's very helpful indeed.
Okay, great. Right. So that's what's in terms of the company, in terms of the market over the last 18 months. How much has that changed, and what you're trying to provide to them in terms of the product?
It has changed a lot. So I don't know if you remember.
Just in those 18 months?
Yeah, a lot. I'll tell you why. Because you've seen, you remember this curve that I think Gartner invented it, that does this innovation thing, where there's a huge hype. So this was the hype of chatbot. 2016, 2017, everyone was high on chatbot. We surfed that wave, definitely. But at some point they were like, okay, are those useful? Like, do they serve something? This was 2018. Like, were really bots a thing, or were they going to die, or were they useful? And we try to push back. So by being specialized on travel, working with airlines very closely, figured out what travelers need. They need to understand how to do a check-in. They need to have infos about their flight. They want to understand a modification policy. They want to change. They want to know how to cancel their flight in case of emergency. All those types of things. So we focused a lot on use cases, ROI for companies that work with us. So essentially ROI, just return on investment, is savings they can do in terms of customer support volumes, because less volume in their customer support teams, the more money eventually they'll make. And this helped us to get through that, down part of the wave. And now we can see that we are at this plateau of productivity where it's only companies that provide real value for companies and for travelers that's going to go through, and we certainly hope we're there yet.
I'm interested in what you're saying, Guillaume, with this kind of downturn almost. Was that led by customers just not engaging with the products, or was it kind of a pushback from the actual brands that were using it? They weren't seeing the relevance or the use? I'm trying to get a sense of what kind of kicked in that downturn.
So actually those two syndromes are here, like bots were not used as much as we expected on Messenger, for example. Facebook pushed a lot Messenger, so to drive usage for brands on Messenger. So getting people to use Messenger on a daily basis is really tricky. You need to find the right use cases. Snap Travel is a great use case of guys that figure it out, but not all brands have figured that out yet. And the second thing is brands that started off, they say, okay, I've tried it, I paid my agency, or I paid, I don't know which big company that promised they can do chatbots, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands, and the results are not there. We're still very busy in customer support. Our travelers are, still complaining, or still asking the same things. So they didn't see the ROI. So I'd say the bigger root of the problem is more how you've approached this chatbot thing. That makes a total difference. Like, there are some serious players. Mindsay is one of them. We have also some serious competitors. And those guys, they tackle that problem in a very different way than agencies or huge tech companies do.
Okay, so when you're now, let's say I'm an airline.
Yeah.
And I did something 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And everyone was high on chatbots, as you say.
For sure.
So 2 years ago, we were high on chatbots at the airline that I own, and then we just didn't see the use. I'm going to come and talk to you and say, okay, but clearly there's something in all this. What are you going to be giving me different now than we would have done when we were getting high on it?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we'll say is, look at it. We have for you an airline template chatbot that is plug and play into your system. It already answers most of the things that your traveler needs. So check-in, payments, seats, luggages, pets, visas. I mean, the topics that are most important. We have listed 40 of them, and this template bot can handle those. So I'll say it's going to be very quick to implement because it's ready. It's right here. It stands. It's just asking to be personalized for your brand. Yeah. And it will give you ROI. We can say after 3 months, you will have a reduction of 30% of calls and emails in your call centers.
Okay, so I'm CEO of the airline still, and I say, but we kind of tried that 2 years ago.
Yeah, so basically...
With the same kind of things?
Well, then you should have seen some ROI.
Right,
like probably something went terribly wrong, we'd have to discuss about it. If you solve those use cases, we have done it with 6 airlines currently.
Yeah.
Big airlines, low cost, low cost, big carriers, traditional players, all of them, and they all seen this sort of value. So
okay. So let's fast forward 2 years.
Yeah.
Kind of last question then, really. Where is this all going to be then? What kind of
in 2 years?
I've enjoyed the service. I've stuck with you for 2 years, and you say to me, guess what's coming next, Mr. Airline CEO?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say we tend to use more voice than we were in the past.
Okay.
Like we had Siri and Alexa for a bit now.
Yeah.
We play around sometimes with it, and it's starting to be useful. Like it's starting to be, actually solving some problems that we have. So I see voice being more of a new type of channel. And the interesting thing is, if you have a chat bot, it's actually extremely easy to transfer to a voice bot.
Yeah.
So I'd say people will tend to start to have conversations and using their voice to reach out to companies.
Okay. Great. Guillaume Laporte, we'll see you again maybe in 18 months' time.
Yeah, hopefully.
But thanks for joining us this time.
Thank you very much, Kevin.